All right. Thank you, everybody, for everything you do. Now that we missed the good speech. A call to a past client is not a sales call, it's a relationship call, and there's a world of difference. Alessandra, what did Jared and I like to say? There's a line that you've heard us say too many times now when working with people. Just be a person, just be a freaking human, right? When you call a past client, it could sound like a sales call. I don't know about you guys. What is it with Tuesdays again?
I was thinking the same thing.
Um, it could sound like a sales call, right? We get those. I get a lot of those. Hi, wanted to see what your plans are for solar. That's a sales call. Hey, Alessandra, how you been? Geez, it's been like a year. Oh, 10 months, huh? Time flies, but somehow it feels longer than that. How's everything going in the house? Kids are back in school? Oh, awesome. So, just want to remind you, I'm out here selling real estate. It's a great market. We're actually expecting rates to go down. Is a great reason to call your people. We're expecting rates to go down in October. If you'd like, I could refer you over to a mortgage person. I remember you use so-and-so. I think it's good to get a couple quotes because I think probably in another month and a half, we're expecting rates to come down. It's a good time to take a look. Just wanted to reach out. Have you had it? Do you have any other plans for housing this year? Absolutely. You know what I'll do? I do for a lot of my clients and friends is I'll put you on a automatic drip. I know you get my emails now, but that's more like in Massapequa where you purchased. I think you're still getting those. But I have a separate list for people who are looking to invest, things that might rent, be able to cover the rent for the mortgage. So why don't I add you to that list? You'll see it. It's gonna be a lot of dumpy houses, but if there's anything that looks good, let me know. And this is a pretty exclusive list, so pay attention to it. Anyway, if there's anything you need, any of your friends or family, you know where to reach me, right? Does that sound like the guy selling solar? No, right? Why? Because it's just you being a human. What am I going to say to him? Who cares? Just call and say hello. See where it goes. Be a human. Tell me something good. Maria, what'd you have?
Wedding.
Wedding, your son, right? How was it?
Really good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's different.
Awesome. Patty, you had some news this week also, this weekend. Son got engaged. So if you know any agents who are hoping their kids get engaged, get them in here right away because that's besides selling houses, we get kids engaged apparently and married. Anybody else have anything good this week?
So who?
You saw the Who? I didn't know they were still touring, to be honest.
So Sunday, Toomey's. I went to Toomey's.
Yep.
Gonna park on the corner. Guy comes out in the corner house and park here, points to the sign. I read the sign. I realized it was dates, but I couldn't. So we started a conversation. It's been going on for the last 25 years. He's been living there 30 years. You ever think about moving? Yeah. I said, well, I do real estate. I'm a realtor, and if ever, he goes, come by this week, knock on my door, and we'll talk.
Albert's new marketing plan is he's going to legally park in everyone's house. You had an open house sign get destroyed by a neighbor once because you put it in front of the house too, right?
I did. That was 69 Hall in West Babylon. Yeah, I put it down the long stretch that led to that house, and there where it curved. So I put it there, and the fucking guy took it and put it in his yard.
You always have this thing with people coming outside and getting mad at you. I don't know what it is, but it's working. Keep it up. Keep pissing people off, Albert. We like it. What about anybody else? We had the long weekend. Kids are in school, right?
Time sort of thing. Friday was my last.
Congratulations. Sal's been in a panic ever since.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks great.
Thursday, I had a vacation that happened to be one of my friends I grew up with. Okay. And I know she bought a house in Florida, but she didn't have plans to sell the house. So I was doing my thing, then she started talking and she said, oh, maybe I will put my house for sale. So then probably I have to call her and see what it is for to meet.
Get that appointment. Great job. You have a captive audience there while you're doing a sonogram, right? They can't move. But what do you do with your house?
No, I have to stop.
When do you leave in New York?
I cannot do two things. Take care of two conversations. I'm looking at the screen. I have to stop and I feel kind of like
Yeah.
if I'm working, but I'm not looking at anything. I'm just focusing on the
That's it.
conversation.
Put in an offer,
Got an offer? Nice.
but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm offer accepted.
That's
That's
awesome.
good.
That's better. So we had a busy weekend. Labor Day means you're working. Grandpa always said on Sunday, all right, Labor Day tomorrow. But he's been retired my whole life, so I don't know what he was talking about. You gave your son a haircut. How'd it come out?
Yeah, did a nice photo, you know, you got a nice fade and a size. And it's good enough for a week and a half.
Floaty.
Floby. Last haircut I gave was like June 2020, and it wasn't good. So that was it. My kids are going to the barber. He charged me extra too on Friday because I guess they were busy. Jared goes to a similar barber. Do you know, like, it never is the same price twice. The kids' haircuts. It's always like, give me this.
Oh, yeah, the kids, yeah.
I don't know. Next sales meeting will not be on Tuesday. Jared and I have a Wykert meeting on Tuesday. So it's gonna be Wednesday at 4. We'll try a different time, see how people like that. Rich sold the house at 24 Bayview Place in Amityville. If anybody knows the story, put in the offer, didn't get it, well over ask. He wanted, I think, the buyer, who I think is his nephew, to offer more. No, that's it. And then like a month later, they had lost a couple other houses, and it was one of those things. What happens to a buyer when they lose the first one? No other house ever really compares. We should have offered more. You were right. We should have just bought that house. Well, what happened a month later? Agent calls, hey, we're still just going round and round. Are your buyers still interested? I think they had to come in with a little higher price. The buyers were happy to do it. And here they are closed. I sold my problem child, 18 Wall Street, $639 asking price. We got $620. I talked to her about reducing the price to $629. She didn't really want to, but I never really pushed it because it was already getting shown like crazy, and it left us enough room to make the people feel like they got a deal. So finally got that sold and in contract. Couple places back on the market, extended. They're not complete, by the way, so they're finished. We're getting some updated pictures. 2 Gale Grace Court and 4 Gale Grace Court. The rest of the court looks a little less like a heavy construction site as well, so I think we'll start seeing these move along. This is coming up pretty quick. It's funny, you get to Labor Day. I don't know about you, but when there's like the end, like a holiday coming up, everything, well, that's it. I'll deal with that after. And then you get there and you're like, oh my God, it's coming up so fast. So why would you come? Well, you get to have some fun. Jared and I always have a really good time down there. It really makes all my friends jealous. Wait, so your wife let you go away with your brother just because? Where are you going this time? Orlando? Well, no, it's not just because, it's work. Oh yeah, it's work. You go to Vegas this time? No, it's Orlando. It's work. Certainly a fun time. Get new ideas. Every time we come back, we have new ideas. You know what's funny about those new ideas? A lot of them are old ideas, really. Maybe just said in a different way. It sparks something in your head. Oh, now I understand how I could use that. Or you just forgot about it, and it helps you refocus. Who here uses sales meetings as a way to sort of refocus for the week? All right, I got to get back to work. We got through the weekend playing whack-a-mole with the kids and offers and whatever. Now I got to get back to working on my business. Number 3, light a fire under your business. Number 2, hear from some really good people about ways to make sure you can carry that forward, not just right after the convention or conference, but after. Everybody leaves the conference really motivated, and then you get back to your desk and it's like, all right, let me catch up on everything I didn't do. And then sometimes you lose out. Networking. You mentioned a house in Florida. How much easier is it for you to say, well, she's actually looking to go there, but, oh, you thinking about selling your house in Florida? You're thinking about buying a house in Florida? I have some agents down there that I've met. I would love to connect you with John, right? When you actually have somebody to connect them with, it's a lot warmer than just saying, well, I could find someone down there. So can I. That's how you register. Wykert for life. Alessandra recommended an agent for us to meet. We met with her. We're going to meet with her again. If that agent comes on relatively new, let's say they do 6 deals a year, which is, I think, where This particular person probably is looking to land. They have another business as well. Alessandra could be making $2,600, maybe $3,000 a year, simply simply just for giving us a number. Basically, it didn't amount to much more than that. How much are your real estate dues every year? Plus MLS, around $900, somewhere in there. Well, now you don't have dues, right? Potentially. All you got to do is give us the number or make the introduction. Social media ideas for September. Gift card giveaway. How much of a giveaway do you actually have to do? Maybe combine it with National Pepperoni Pizza Day. I'll buy you a pepperoni. Enter my raffle for a free pepperoni pizza. Is that something you could email to your database with a simple Google form or a Jot form to sign up? Absolutely. Is that something you could text out? Is that something you could have at an open house with a QR code? Hey, sign up for a free pizza. You guys did that with the wine bottle, right? People sign. Was that you also?
The raffle tickets.
Raffle tickets. People sign up for it. If you have a nosy neighbor who mentions at the open house, oh, I'm thinking of selling maybe in 2 years. I'm thinking of that lady across the street. Maybe in about 2 years. But listen, why don't you sign up for this raffle anyway? You know, you should sign up for it. They win the wine. You could give more than one prize. They win the wine.
Chocolate cookies.
Chocolate cookies. They win. How much is about? What are we raffling off? $15 bottle of wine's probably plenty. They win the wine. Go. Oh, you won. Congratulations. I mean, do the drawing. Don't lie to people. But whether they want or not, show up with the wine. Jared had the situation where he lost the listing because the other agent, who wasn't very good, showed up with cookies. Right, Jared?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Oh, the kid, we had the listing next door, which was the daughter. Oh, you got to list my dad's house.
She was so livid.
The daughter calls us up. My freaking father listed with the other guy. Why? Because they dropped off Italian cookies. That was enough.
People love free stuff.
The faster you get past the business end of it to something that feels personal, the faster you get to an agreement, right? Food drive, National Food Bank Day, doing good in your community. September 11th has become a national day of service. Make sure if you're using anything around September 11th, it's, understand that in New York, it means a little something different than in other places of the country. I posted a graphic that San Gennaro Feast starts in September on September 11th, not really making the connection. And some people said, oh, I would never go to a celebration on that day, which is certainly their, their feeling on it. But National Day of Service. Community Cleanup Day. Food Frenzy. You got National Cheeseburger Day, National Ice Cream Cone Day, National Quesadilla Day, National Pancake Day. Who makes these things up? The National Association of Ice Cream Bars made it up. National Good Neighbor Day. Today's National Good Neighbor Day. If you hate your neighbors, let's get you into a neighborhood with better ones. National Kids Cancer, Tackle Kids Cancer, National Voter Registration Day, first day of fall, National Family Day, National Coffee Day. Raffle off a gift card to Vice Donuts. Don't do Starbucks. They got enough money. Which one? Gregory's. Okay. Market absorption rate, more of the same. Just hanging around a month in Farmingdale. Bruce, 32 houses on the market in Farmingdale. That's how many are on the MLS for sale.
I feel like that average price is a lot higher.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, mine ruined it coming in at 620. 27 houses went into contract in Farmingdale in the last 30 days. So if you look at that as continuing, if nobody else lists their home and 27 go into contract every month, within a month and a week, every house would be sold. Of course, it doesn't work that simple, but that's how we track it. Sal, what kind of market is this? Seller's market, a very strong seller's market.
Buyers struggling hard.
With an average price of $719. Yeah, if you're a 700 buyer in Farmingdale, it's not easy right now. It is really difficult.
780 offers. It's on 4-bedroom, 2-bath houses. It's like
No, what are they going for?
like
6, 8,
over
9.
8.
No, what is the price when you go?
Some of them are like 740, 760. We just saw one on 137 Willard. It was like listed at 760 something like that, and the house is well over 8. It has a pool
Yeah.
and Yeah, it's top notch.
We're seeing something again that we got used to and then it stopped. Whatever the comps are, it's not really the list price anymore. A lot of buyers have jumped back into the market. Why are those buyers coming in, back in and moving aggressively? What do you think what's the motivation?
Rates coming down.
They're expecting rates to go down, right? We talk about the delta. So if this is the Fed fund rate, or let's say this is the interbank rate. So you could loan money to other banks at 4%. The mortgage rates right now are close to 7%. That delta is starting to come down, and we expect it to come down a lot. So that interbank rate might still be 4%, but you might be at 5.25% on the mortgage rate, which is historically closer to where it should be right now. Rates are elevated based on this. Banks have to make a decision. Do I loan $1 billion today at 5%, whereas next year it might be 7%? Well, I don't want to do that. That's a loser. So I'll just charge 7% now. But if I think rates are going to be lower to 5%, if I could get people at 6% right now, I'm a winner by next year. That's how they're looking at it. So that explains why there's this difference, the spread. That spread's going to come down. The news is talking about it. So a lot of people are predicting by October the rates come down. Some people are actually predicting they're going to be in the mid to low 5s by the end of November. We'll see. You don't actually know. But if you're a buyer, could you get into contract now, September 2nd? Is today the 2nd?
And
So-
that refund. You could really.
What if you float your interest rate for about a month and a half, which is how long it'll take to get close to closing anyway, and then you can lock in at the lower rate. So let me get in now before the rates come down, so I'm not competing next month with the lower rates. So that's pushing the prices above and beyond the comparables. Alessandra, what did you just have to make?
Yeah, so this ties into the question I asked you guys because the offer we just got accepted, that there was a house in Seaford asking 869. And I was having a really hard time finding comps to justify all of the price of 960. And we were waiving the appraisal contingency because that's basically what everyone's doing. And so got on the phone with the finance company and because my buyers are putting 50% down, there's wiggle room to cover any sort of gaps. But, you know, it's just a crazy situation and it's a scary situation because it's like if all of the comps are like low 9s, like max 910, and you're going in at 960, you're getting hit with this possible 40-50,000
Underwater on day one, right? Except, why did you have to go to 960?
Because there were 10 other offers all at 955.
955. So if you have that many offers at 955, how much is the house worth? 955. That's what the average buyer is willing to pay for it. It just isn't going to reflect in the appraisal. So one of the problems with appraisals and why I actually recommend against sellers getting an appraisal, it's using old information. Appraisal comps could be up to 12 months old. Very different market. Realtors look at forward motion a little bit. So we start with what? Under contracts usually. Let's see what's sometimes even what's available. What's the competition? What's under contract? What recently closed? We might still look at 12-month-old, but that's more to understand the trend than the current market conditions. Appraisals don't work that way. So there is this push and pull between how we do it versus how the bank's going to do it. The bank doesn't care what the house is worth at all. What they want to understand is, on average, would another buyer be willing to pay this for a house? They're not going to just trust us that, yeah, but there was 10 offers at 960, so it's worth 960, right? They don't have a way to measure that. There's no data. So I will say the appraisers have been really good over the last couple of years of figuring out the value because they know. They know the market. They could tell you, oh, this house is worth 960, but I can only do 920 with the comps. Well, all right. Good news is for the buyer, doesn't matter.
It's like if you're going in at like 80 to 100 over ask, like even when the rates drop, how much equity are they actually getting in return on their mortgage technically? If it's
Well, you can't expect to buy with equity, right? That comes over time, or at least that's how it's supposed to work.
I guess
What you want to know is, can you get an appraisal in 6 months so that you could still refinance with the lower rate and enjoy all it? Probably, because what are you going to have? This is going to close at 960, and so the next 3. So in 3 months or 6 months, there'll be comps to show it. You're just ahead of it.
So the value is there for the buyer. It's not like they're over.
Clearly, the value's there. Clearly the value's there because there's other buyers willing to pay it. What's an appraisal trying to figure out? Would another average buyer buy this house for this price? In a market with a 7-month absorption rate, that's hard to tell because it might take you 7 months to get another buyer. In a market like this, it's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And you know that when there's several people willing to pay for it. When you have a bidding war in a house, you didn't overpay. You paid way more than the asking price, but you didn't overpay. In a lot of ways, and your buyers, you could talk them through this, and your buyers understood it because they're like, we're gonna buy, we're done. I don't want to deal with this. I want the house. Would you rather buy a house that has a bidding war for 960 or a house that's been on the market for 6 months with no offers at 900?
Probably this first scenario.
Yeah, the first scenario is a more valuable home. I'm the only one willing to pay 900 for that other house. So, but your initial reaction is, whoa, especially if they have like an Italian grandpa or dad. Like, what do you mean you're paying more than asking?
Yeah.
It's the way it is. Melville, 3-month supply. So less going under contract than Melville, more houses on the market, much higher price, less days on market. So the ones going into contract, they go quick. There's some stuff lingering around. Amityville, 2-month supply. Why do you think Amityville is such a hot market? It's probably the most affordable place along the border of Nassau County by a lot. Hicksville, 2.5-month supply, 727. I'm convinced half of that, why that number is not higher is because there's a whole bunch of envelopes happening at closing because Hicksville is just insane. One Doors presentation for the week. Good job. 39 for the year. PR, let us know if you have anything. Some training schedules. YouTube Agent Success Hub. So how to save searches on Matrix, RPR, from contact to appointment, how to get a listing in the next 30 days. There's a whole bunch of stuff, including how to do the PTA. So there's really quick videos on there, our stuff. So it's specific to our office, not just some generic online training. Market benefits, everybody pretty much knows about. We have them available for purchase. LIBOR dues, you got the emails. You ignored it because like, oh, I'm going to ignore it. But you got to do that by October 3rd. Absolutely has to be done. If you don't do it, we'll try to remind you once. But on October 3rd, we have to drop you or the whole office will get our MLS turned off. Office inventory. Monroe in Long Beach, available. Sheffield Avenue, West Babylon, available. Parkview Circle is now contracts out. Final price, $725 after the inspection. For Hitchcock and Farmingdale, half signed at $750. West Mill, Great Neck, getting closer. Nice. And the 2 Gal Graces we mentioned are available. We have a 1-bedroom in Farmingdale, living room, eating, kitchen, full bath. Oh, I have one for that. This is mine. Oh, we have 2. One in Massapequa and one in Farmingdale that are virtually identical.
Is that still available and will it take a dog?
Mine doesn't. Mine is cats only and no dogs, no pet dogs. 2 Gal Grace. I think he had 3, which is not bad. Newsletters. Email newsletters are a powerful marketing tool in your toolbox. Should this be how your only marketing? No, nothing should be your only marketing, except maybe owls parking on people's lawns until they get angry and come out. That seems to be working. Value first. Your readers don't care about you at all. I mean, maybe on a personal level, they just hope your life's not miserable, but that's probably where it ends. They care about what they care about. So we have the templates ready to go. They're already there. Could be events, could be neighborhood market update, featured homes, right? They're all there, ready to go. My marketing studio, by the way. If you're doing newsletters, how often should you do them? Monthly is great. Weekly might be, that's awesome. Could be a little hard to make sure you do it every week. Whatever you're going to do, whatever that cadence is, stick with it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, it kind of doesn't matter as long as you're doing it. Where do we send these through? Through my Wyker, right? It's all set up, ready to go. Buyers have time again. From frenzy to breathing room. Well, I don't know if this is completely true. here in Farmingdale, right? It's not bearing out, but nationally it certainly is. Is the market moving a little slower than it was 6 months ago? Even with these numbers, it does feel different. If you look at a house this week, will it still be available next week?
No,
Well, not in Farmingdale, which is absolutely true, but when you look at regionally, probably.
yeah, out of New York, there's houses sitting for a while, you probably offer below asking.
If you're in the South, you could absolutely offer in a lot of markets below asking, but you could certainly expect houses to be on the market for 2-3 months.
Yeah.
What happens if you have more inventory and less houses moving? You have more opportunity for the buyers to find the perfect house, to look a little more, to understand the market, to get their offers accepted. So if you look nationally, and it's important we understand what's happening nationally, median days on market for the month of July. 2017, we were here, and that was pretty steady through 2019. 2020 into 2021, it dropped, right? Stayed kind of steady. And by 23, we were kind of rebounding. We're back to 2025 numbers nationally. What is all the news saying about the market? They pull up the national information, right? Oh, it's much slower. Who was here in 2019? Bunch of us. What were we talking about in 2019 about the market? That it was what kind of market was it in 2019? Was it a seller's market? Buyer's market. Seller's market. Oh my God, now I'm going in reverse. It was a seller's market. We were talking about low inventory. We were talking about how hard it is for buyers. This is the worst time ever for buyers. And then it just kept being true every year. Is this the worst market ever for buyers? No, price is the highest, but the actual inventory and days on market is back to where it was. So it's not the worst, still not easy. If you have houses staying on the market longer, you get an extra week to decide. There's double the time than the market peak. Bidding wars might not be as common, might have some room to negotiate. Is that true in Farmingdale, Sal?
No,
Is that true in Melville?
probably not.
Yes. Well, data says that's about a 3-month supply of housing, which is very different. Are there going to be sub-markets? If you look in Melville, I think the average price was $869, right? If you look at a house for $799 in Melville, is that house going to hang around for a while? No, it's probably going to move pretty quick. If the house is $899 in Melville, will that last a week or two? Probably. If it's $1.1 million, will that last a month or two? Probably. So buyers have been feeling this race to snag a home, to win the bid, right? How often have you said, oh, we won the house? You just have to assign 30 years of debt and interest, and then you won it. It's not much of a win. But when they stay longer, buyers can kind of move a little slower, be a little more confident. So how fast do they sell based on the market? Well, let's talk about that. What did I say? Based on the South, it's a very different picture, isn't it? So when you look up here, Pennsylvania, 47, Ohio, 39, New Jersey, 39, Connecticut, 39, Rhode Island, 37, Vermont, 49, New Hampshire, 43, Massachusetts. Why is New York so much higher than those other surrounding states? Well, upstate's a very different market. It's closer to like in Ohio. Because we're dumb and slow in New York. How long does a title report take here? Forever. How long does it take you to get into contract? If you're in New Jersey, how does it work in New Jersey, especially South Jersey and Central? You make an offer. Who writes the contract? The agent writes it. The offer is the contract. So if the seller accepts it, how long does it take to get into the contract? 0 days. You're in contract. That's it. That's the contract. In New York, do we do it that way? When you have a New York City attorney, even Queens, like Queensy Queens, like Flushing, Maspeth, Manhattan, Brooklyn, an attorney from there. Do you ever notice it feels like they just have no burn? A house in Maspeth might take 2 months to get into contract. And then 2 months to close. It's just normal. It's just what happens.
Dealing with that.
Oh yeah, it's insane. It's like, yeah, we'll get to it. I want to make sure there's never been any groundwater pollution. How would we know? Guy owned the house for 6 months. There's all these weird things that they're always trying to make it complicated, so they get bigger legal fees, I think. What about Florida? How do they do their contracts? Same way as Jersey, it should be immediate. Look how long those houses are spending on the market. A lot of people heading to Louisiana, probably not. Even Texas, that's long for Texas, Arizona. It's slowed. National headlines suggest the buyer's market is taking hold. Is that true here? Are we in a buyer's market? Are we even in danger of becoming a buyer's market? The buyers may not know that. Well, my dad was saying he just saw it on the news. Okay, well, if you want to buy in Florida, that's going to be true. But here in New York, certainly in Farmingdale, that's not true. Local trends could be very different too, even in the submarkets. Farmingdale for 700 explodes. Farmingdale for 900 sits, right? If the chaos of the past few years got you to hold off, this might be a time to come back. The market pace has shifted a little bit. There's more options, there's more power. With the right agent guiding you, we'll be able to get you in the position that you were trying to get into a couple years ago. Who are you talking to with a message like that? Buyers who last were looking a couple years ago. It is different than 2021. It's certainly different than 2021.
No more.
Mark, give Mark one chance here. That's up to 90.
You can read the subtitles.
Well, you can watch that on your own. We post it, we share it.
Or do I have better luck with marketing that than brother?
Yeah, I don't think I've had it work yet for me. I don't know. I hit the different play button.
We use the same computer. Doesn't matter who's doing it. Same computer.
For a while, I thought it was my computer, not yours. Needs, haves, wants. Who's working on anything?
Apartments. You know, as a
You got some
bedroom.
1 or 2 bedrooms, something that'll take a dog?
Yep, same here.
Anybody have any Ryder Cup people? All of a sudden, I'm getting the calls. Ryder Cup's in 3 weeks. Keep that in mind too.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You sell your driveway.
Months driveway parking.
Hopefully,
Lost some big money. Right?
hopefully they could get to the street. They're not blocking it.
Well, they're giving.
Oh, you giving me a name?
No one has, the village hasn't let us know on how it's gonna be handled, but in the past, like when they did the open. And everything in the Barclays, your name had to be on a list.
Right.
And that's how you got access to that area.
Okay.
So, you know,
Albert's just gonna drive around and park on someone's
I'm
lawn.
parking my bike, my bike, I'm gonna ride my bicycle.
There you
When
go.
did that just say your name Salmoto?
Yes.
What,
Um,
I was gonna ask, I have somebody who wants to rent out their home in Bethpage. But
I've been just telling people to go on Rent Like a Champion or Marketplace. Rentlikeachampion.com is the official website for Ryder, the official vendor for Ryder Cup. So everyone who got a ticket got information that they could find house for rentals through Rent Like a Champion.
If you want to post it on my Facebook group, you can.
You can post it on Jared's Facebook group, Ryder Cup info. If you really want to do something as an agent, you can put it on the MLS as a short-term rental. Typically, you'd get 10% of the rent amount for doing that from the landlord because it's short-term. I guess they could pass that on to the tenant too. When you do the math, it's not a lot of money because even if it's a $10,000 rental, what's 10%? A big headache for not a lot of payoff. There's a split, of course. So really think it out. If it's a big rental, then maybe it's worth it. But I've been telling my people just go to that website. I'm working on a new listing. We're taking photos in 2 weeks. Actually got to firm that up. In Wantaw, Levittown School. So right by MacArthur High School. That's going to be 819. It's a former Levitt Farm Ranch with a second floor dormer. So upstairs you got 3 bedrooms and a bath. Main floor you have a bedroom and a bath, and then it's got a rear extension, garage, big extension, whole length of the house. So you have a den and a living room as an extension. So if you know anybody, you could prep them with that.
So I ran into, he called me actually, Richie Bello,
Yep.
you know, he houses. Anyway, this guy is in Greece, so he called me. He's got a house, 224 Yoakum. It's got 4 bedrooms.
South Farmingdale, Yoakum?
South Walmdale Yoakum. It's front to back split,
Okay.
but they put an extension behind the garage. It's an actual bedroom. He just redid it up. Nice. Once I told him I'd do an open house for him, probably tomorrow night, you know, the weekend. shot.
Nice.
He wants 7 1/4, but I told him like 6.99. We put it up for 6.99. You make it.
You'll get 750.
Right, so that's his 7 1/4. After that, he'll sell it at that.
Can we get it
Take
today?
headed. Huh? I can get you today, yeah.
There's no MLS or picture or anything?
No, so he's the type, he buys property, he uses his thing, he gets it on MLS, he usually pays a few bucks. And then he pays
Buyer's
the
agent.
buying agent 2%. That's what he usually does. But because he's a friend of mine and I told him my son's not going to sell it, I'll do an open house for an hour or so at the house and.
See what happens. Get some buyers, maybe get an offer.
There
There you go.
But you said before, yeah, I'll get you.
All right. If anybody has anything, let me know.
2 weeks also.
Thanks,
Which one?
Jared. Joe.
What? Okay.
Just north of Sunrise. on
Yep.
County Line Road. I've been redone the whole house.
Nice.
It's an old house.
Yep.
I think it's 4 bedrooms, it's 2 baths, so 2.5. It's been a long time since I was there. They're the
Yep.
ones that are buying the new construction. The ground was broken, so now I'm gonna get them. They needed a few weeks with school
Yep.
starting and to clean up for photos, so. Within 2 weeks.
Awesome. Good job. All right, everyone. See you next week.
Yeah, we know.
Our meeting's Wednesday. Okay, thank you.
That's on retirement.